Oh, where did that go? Where did that go? Did you see that? Yeah, but yes, don't lean on the table. Hello. Don't worry, we're early. You're not late. Magicka. Magic Mondays. Hello, Smurf. Are you coming to join us today, are you? This dog is mad. Come on. Come sit here, look. Where are you going? Don't knock that over, for God's sake. Good boy. See? Easy. So we've got a couple of minutes. Oh, there we are. Lovely. I caught the sun today. Not literally. But I did literally catch the sun today. It's all over my face. So I hope you're all well. Who is here? Who is here with us this evening? Who is here? Type your name. I want to know who you are. As you can see, we've got loads of pendulums. I didn't realise we had quite so many pendulums between the pair of us. It's quite mad. Who do we have in the house? Who is here? Who is here? So if you haven't got a pendulum now, don't worry, because you can always go and get yourself one. eBay, Amazon are very good places to find pendulums. If you don't have a crystal shop nearby where you can get one. Hi, Tracy. Woo! Who else is here? Doing it. Oh, yes. So we need to know who is here, because at the end we are going to be giving away this little beauty, this blue obsidian pendulum, which I bought it quite a few years ago now. And it's never really resonated with me. So it's been waiting for a new home, see. So the pendulum will choose at the end, okay. So what we'll do at the end, we'll take down the names of everyone that is still here, and then the pendulum will choose, yeah, pardon me, where it wants to go. Now, I didn't bring my phone in with me, did I? So for anyone who hasn't joined us yet, who have we got?
Tracy.
Tracy. Okay, what's the time? So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, because there are some new people who might not know where to go for who's there. So type in naming, because we need to know who's there, because we're giving away a pendulum at the end. So we need to know who's here. Hi, Alexa. Merry meets. Yay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So we're going to give it a couple more minutes, because there have been some new people in the group over the past couple of days who are interested in this particular Magic Monday. So we're going to give them a couple more minutes. So while we're waiting...
Alexa.
Yeah.
Alexa.
Yeah. Alexa. Fantastic. So I'm just going to go through the pendulums that we've got here. I didn't know that we had so many. So this one, I use this one when I'm using Odin's energy for pendulum work. It's an iron pyrite pendulum. It's got kind of shiny bits in it, which is quite amazing. It's quite heavy, actually, that one. The first pendulum I ever bought, which was, oh my goodness, it's got to be getting on for 20 years ago, is a carnelian. Carnelian being one of my very favourite stones, yeah. It's a beautiful pendulum, and it is very responsive, yeah. Hi, Joanna. So yeah, this one I use when I'm doing my soul realignment work. This is the pendulum for that. It's the one I use for that. This one is my Hecate pendulum, and that's nummite. You've heard me talk about nummite all over the place, but this is a nummite pendulum. And this one, I haven't actually programmed this one yet. It's been sitting on the altar getting a very good charge, so it's going to need to be programmed. So that's nummite. The blue obsidian you've seen, which is the one we'll be giving away later, is quite beautiful. It's just never really resonated with me. These ones are Ian's. This is an amazing piece of moonstone. And pendulums come in kind of, some of them are glued, which for me isn't ideal because the glue can mess with the energy of crystal. So what you can get pendulums that are drilled through the middle of the crystal, and then there's a piece that goes through and then a bit that screws on the bottom. To me, those ones are a lot nicer because they don't interfere with the energy of the crystal. So that's an amazing piece of moonstone. This was the first one you bought, wasn't it, Ian? In that really cool shop in Abbey Mills.
Yeah, I've had them before.
Yeah. But it's a very heavy piece as well. It's heavy. It's a heavy pendulum. But amazing. And very responsive. This is Ian's labradorite pendulum, which has the shiny bits on it, which is very cool. That's quite a new one. I don't think that one's been programmed yet, has it, Ian?
No.
No? Ooh! Who else have we got here? Type your name in so we know who you are, because at the end we're going to be giving away a pendulum. So we need to know who you are. And this was bought in a shop in Glastonbury, and it was in the Crystal Hospital. In this crystal shop, they have a space for crystals which are a little bit, need a bit of TLC, yeah. And this was one of them. Hi, Jenny. And it's a chakra one. So it's got, what's it got on there? It's got jasper, carnelian, yellow, something, can't really tell what that is. And then you've got green, that's not a malachite, I'm not sure what that is, it's quite hard to tell. Then you've got a sodalite, lapis, and amethyst. I think the yellow one might be an agate, and the green one might be a aventurine. So that's a very cool little pendulum. There's another quite heavy one actually. Who else have we got? Who have we got in the house? We need to know who you are because we're giving away a pendulum at the end. So if you want the chance to win a pendulum, I'm just checking to make sure no one's got stuck. When I say stuck, what do I mean by stuck?
So,
Can't find the feed. Yeah, so I'm just gonna. Hi, Janet! Yay! Woo!
Joanna and Jenny.
Okay.
Joanna and Jenny.
Yeah. Excellent. Okie dokie. So, any questions? We're going to do Q&A at the end. Okay. If you have any questions, around crystals, pendulums, and all that business. This is Ian's, in case you're wondering what this is Ian's, it's doing stuff. What do you call this, Ian? A pendulum or?
Yeah, it's kind of like a dowsing tool.
Dowsing tool.
So you get both hands up.
Oh! One-handed. How cool is that? That's right, Alexa. So it's a dowsing tool, and all it is a glass with a bit of blue tack and a needle, metal needle, and then it's a piece of tin foil which has been shaped so that it can sit on top of the needle. And it's a really good demonstration of how powerful the energy inside you is, yeah? So, look at that. Hello.
You can just ask your questions. Ask a question.
Might do that at the end. Okay. Hey, Wendy! Yay! So a bit late starting, but I'm hoping we'll finish on time tonight. Oh dear. Okie dokie. So, pendulums. Now, Ian did a little bit of research. What was the art of pendulum dowsing known as? Geomancy?
Yeah.
Geomancy?
Yeah.
Who knew that? See, I learned something new today. It's very cool. Geomancy. It's very cool. And it kind of makes sense when you think of the word, yeah? I'm not sure what mancy actually means. I might have to Google that and see what that actually means. Geo being the way a pendulum moves, it's almost, it's energy, yeah. It moves energy and is also moved by energy, yeah. That's your energy as well as external energy, yeah. Because when you're using a pendulum, the thing about a pendulum, yeah, is it's connecting to your higher self, yeah. So your higher self already knows the answers, but it's like they filter down to this little tool, yeah, that you've got. So when you're using a pendulum, sometimes you'll get the answers before the pendulum gives you the answer, yeah. That's quite mad when that starts happening. When you got that connection, that two-way connection, that is quite mad when you get the answer and then the pendulum just confirms what you already knew. That is keeps moving. It's quite amazing when that happens. So pendulums. Ian's got some very cool information down here, so he's going to interject with cool stuff. Cool.
Ice cream.
So, ice cream.
Cool stuff.
Yes. Okay. As long as it's vegan ice cream. So pendulums. All the ones we've got here are crystal, but they don't have to be made of crystal. You can have pendulums made out of wood. You can have them made out of metal. You can fashion them yourself out of metal if you wanted to, and out of wood. You could, the Hecate keys that we've been using in our rituals, you could put that key, as long as it's a heavy enough key, on a chain and use that to dowse with, yeah? So a pendulum doesn't have to be a crystal pendulum, yeah? It can be absolutely anything. As you can see, we have pieces of tinfoil on top of a glass. It's very cool. Not strictly speaking a pendulum, but it will give you answers, yeah? It's very cool. So before you use your pendulum, before you use any crystal, I would say, you need to cleanse it, yeah, and you need to charge it before you program it. So depending on what type of crystal it is, depends on how you cleanse and charge. For non-friable crystals, so that's ones that do not dissolve in water, you can run them underwater. If you've got like a stream or a river nearby you, just don't let it float down the river. Oh no, I've lost my pendulum. It's going out to the sea. Oh damn. So if you're using like a river or a stream nearby, make sure you've got a tight hold of your crystal and just dangle it in the water. Yeah, and let the water cleanse it. We did that a few years ago with some mala we'd made. We went up to Chalice Well. We put them in the water and charged them and cleansed them in Chalice Well, which was very cool. If they are friable, so dissolvable in water, so that's things like selenite, things like kyanite, this one I've forgotten the name of. No, it's gone. It's completely gone out of my head. So some crystals will dissolve in water. So those ones, you can put them in salt, yeah, or you can put them in brown rice, which will cleanse and charge them, yeah. Now some crystals don't like salt either. So the kind of foolproof way to cleanse and charge your crystals is like to do it in incense smoke, yeah, like you would consecrate altar tools, yeah. And you could, if you wanted to, do that as a thing. So you can cleanse them with salt, you know, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of water in the incense smoke, and then over the top, not through, over the top of a candle flame, yeah. So if you wanted to use all the elements to cleanse and charge your crystals, you could do that, and then just say a few words with that. Other ways, you can use your hands, yeah. Powerful things, these, yeah, when you're working on that inner energy. These are very powerful. So you can place the crystal, the pendulum, in your hands and just imagine it being surrounded with a white light, yeah. And if you want to, you can say some words with that as well. So that this white light envelops, that's what I was looking for, envelops your pendulum or your crystal and cleanses it. And also, at the same time, that will charge it as well. It's very cool. The other way you can cleanse and charge your crystals or pendulums is by putting them in the earth. Now, some crystals like that. Some crystals wouldn't like that. So you can experiment with that, you know, and see what works. I would say, as a general rule of thumb, something like carnelian would love being placed in the earth because it is a very grounding stone, yeah. Something like moonstone would prefer to be in moonlight, to be cleansed and charged overnight, yeah. So it kind of is a logical thing, yeah. Sunstone, for example, would prefer to be in the sun, yeah, to be cleansed and charged rather than placed in the earth. So there's a little bit of logic going on there. Okay. Other ways to cleanse and charge your crystals. You could, if you've got a big piece of selenite, so you can get quite large pieces of selenite for not that much money, you can place your crystals on the selenite to cleanse and charge them, because selenite does that. It's quite amazing. I've got one down there. Ian, could you grab that for me? Sorry. We've got 3 of these in our front room, yeah. So you could put your crystals along there, yeah. That was me, that wasn't that. To cleanse and charge them. Again, very, very cool. And if you place them, you know, I was talking the other day about gridding selenite. It doesn't necessarily need to be big bits like this, but if you grid your home with selenite, it does create a very peaceful atmosphere, yeah, through your whole home. So yes, that's the other way you can do that. Another way is by using a piece of carnelian. Yeah, carnelian is by far my favourite stone. It's always the one I go back to. It's very good for grounding. It's very good for the skin, blood, any kind of... When you look at a piece of carnelian, it looks like something that should be inside your body. Yeah, so it looks like blood, it looks like tissue, it looks like all those things, yeah, and that's what it connects to. So it's very good for healing the body internally. But the other amazing thing about carnelian, if you get even just a little piece of it and put it in a bowl with your pendulums or your other crystals, it will cleanse and charge them. How cool is that? It is so cool. I love carnelian. Other ways to cleanse and charge your crystals. Off the top of my head, I can't think of it. Oh, you can use sound. That's the other one. Sound. So if you've got a singing bowl or chimes, they're very good for cleansing and charging your crystals or your pendulums. What else? I'm just looking around at our instruments here. Drum, not so much. So singing bowls, chimes, anything that it resonates, but in a tingy kind of way. That's a technical term, tingy. So bell-like, yeah, will cleanse and charge your crystals. If you wanted to kind of keep the cleansing separate from the charging, then I'd say the best way to attune the crystal to you and charge it is to place it in your hand. Yeah, just sit it in the palm of your hand. And this might sound a bit weird, talk to it. Yeah. So you could actually, I used to program, I used to spend like 2 days every couple of months reprogramming all my crystals. Oh dear. And I used to sit with them and tell them what I wanted their purpose to be. Yeah. So you could do that as you sit with it to charge it. Yeah. So you can charge it with the energy that you want to purpose it for. Does that make sense? So, for example, nummite is very good for any kind of shamanic traveling. Yeah. So if I wanted to program this to give me answers while I am in my meditative state, then I would tell it that that's what its purpose was. Yeah. Is that a bit clearer? I hope so. Okay. So that's around cleansing and charging. So I know when I got my first pendulum, I didn't really know anything about pendulums. So I just I was trying to use it one day and wasn't really getting anything clear coming through. Yeah, it was all a bit vague, to be honest. So because I hadn't programmed it, yeah, when I was asking it questions, it was yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. It couldn't make up its mind. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of people kind of ask, well, so do I have to program a pendulum? Well, you don't have to, but if you want clear answers, then yes, you need to program your pendulum. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not going to get the answers that you need, not necessarily answers that you want. Because if you program your pendulum in a way where you get out of your own way, you will get honest answers, yeah? And yeah, sometimes you might not necessarily want to hear those answers, but it will give you the answers that you need to hear. Yeah, that makes more sense. So there will be a file called Programming Your Pendulum, the basics. Yeah. There will be a PDF file that I will put in the files section in the group, which will be available after this live. Yeah, so I'll upload it straight after the live. So you've got the words down on paper. Now, before you do any kind of programming of your pendulum or your crystal, there's two things. Yeah, you're gonna, yeah. Oh, she's banging on about that again. Ground yourself. Yes, grounding. Need I say more? You know I'm banging on about this all the time. Ground. Yeah. So get grounded in whichever way, shape or form works for you. Whether that's imagining roots, whether that's Sufi grind, using the colour red, whether that's using a drum, plugging into the earth, whatever that is for you, get grounded. Yeah. Pardon me. And if you want to bring in like a heightened awareness before you program your pendulum, you can do the, for any of you who are doing the Curious Novice Witchcraft course, the 4-4-8 breath, yeah, will give you that energized feeling and that connection, yeah. The other way you can get energized is by using an affirmation or a mantra. So that's going to be personal to you. Yeah, so anything that gets you into that, what's the word I'm looking for? That theta brainwave state. So it's that meditative state, but you're alert. Yeah. So that is the connection where you have stepped out of the way. Yeah. So there's no attachment to the answers and the words that you're going to say to program your crystal. Yeah. So like I say, this, I always forget, it's not, this one's not round the wrong way, it is when I do my other stuff. So this will be in the file section, yeah, or in the group. Okay, so get grounded and energized, so in whatever way works for you. You can light candles, you can light incense, whatever gets you in that place. Yeah, doesn't matter what it is. It'll be personal to you. Yeah, whatever resonates with you to get you into that meditative state. Okay, so make sure your pendulum is cleansed and charged before programming it. Now the words I've got here, they can be tweaked. Yeah, but what I'd say is keep the basic framework. Yeah, because it's there for a reason. But if you want to change little bits of words, then go for it. Yeah. If you've already done this kind of work, then you can write your own. Yeah, keeping a very similar framework. So when you say these words, you can either say them out loud or you can say them internally. It's entirely up to you. And I would definitely suggest holding your crystal while you're saying these words. So I'm going to go over the words. Obviously, there'll be a PDF of these words, yeah. So the first little bit of it, you repeat each part 3 times, yeah. 3 being a magic number, yeah. So it goes, creator of all that is, creator of all that is, creator of all that is. So there, if you wanted to put universal energy or whatever resonates with you, yeah, it's entirely up to you. So say that 3 times. Deities and elementals, deities and elementals, deities and elementals. So in there, if you wanted to actually insert the name of the deity, like for example, I would use Hecate for this pendulum, because this is the one I'll be using for magic work, yeah. My higher self, my higher self, my higher self, that would stay the same, because that's what you want to be connecting to, yeah. My personal team of guides, teachers, and angels. So I'd say guides and teachers, keep that, yeah. If you want to replace angels with something else, then that's fine. So that's repeated 3 times as well. So those first little bits you repeat 3 times, yeah. And then it goes on, in the name of truth and light and love, I place the intention on this pendulum that it relay all information inclusively from my higher self, unless I give specific permission that it be otherwise. Let all information align to divine truth and be for my highest good and the good of all beings everywhere. So again, if there's anything in there that you wanted to change, then you could. And then I command this intention to be carried out with joy. And then I've just put at the end, it is done, it is done, it is done. But if you wanted to insert something else in the end there, that's fine. So once you've done that, just take a few breaths with your pendulum and kind of tune in to it, yeah? Because that's what you're doing. You're tuning into the energy of your particular pendulum. And then comes the fun part. You're going to ask it to give you a yes. So that could be anything, yeah? So don't be under any misconception that it has to be clockwise or it has to be something, specific. It could be anything, yeah? So give me a yes. That's going clockwise. So I'd make a note of that in your book of shadows, yeah? Because if you're using more than one pendulum, you might get confused, yeah? If you don't write down what their preference is. So then write that down. Do not go back and double check it, yeah? Trust that that's what it is, yeah? And I'll talk about that with questions as well, yeah? So then I'm going to ask it to give me a no. It's going anti-clockwise in a big way. So write that down. And then you would ask it, give me a maybe. So that's going backwards and forwards there. It's only a little one. Give me a maybe. It goes backwards and forwards. So it could be anything. And the size of the movement doesn't make a difference either. It could be a small movement or it could be huge. This pendulum here, when it moves, it goes absolutely bonkers, yeah? The first time we got it, we were sitting in Whole Foods in Canterbury, in their restaurant upstairs. And we got this very cool crystal book, yeah? And we're like, oh, I wonder what would happen if we introduced the pendulum to this crystal book. And it was going bonkers. It was like, she's like, okay, I think it likes the book. So the pendulum quite enjoyed the crystal book. So write down the results, yeah. And if you're programming more than one pendulum, make sure that you know which one prefers what. This one goes the opposite way. So that one was going clockwise for yes, anti-clockwise for no. This one goes the opposite way. It goes anti-clockwise for yes, clockwise for no, and it goes side to side for a maybe. Yeah. So different pendulums will respond differently. So don't assume once you've programmed one crystal that they'll all be the same, because they won't. They'll all be different. They'll all do something different. Yeah, you guarantee it. So yeah, make a note of what each one prefers. Yeah. So that's that. So what I will say around programming your pendulum, how can I say this? It's so important to take that step back when you're doing it, yeah, to have no preconceptions, no attachments of what it should be doing, because it's quite an amazing thing. If you think it should be doing something, then it will do it, yeah, because the pendulum is an extension of your energy, yeah. So you can affect the pendulum if you have a strong enough will on it, yeah. So that's why you get into that meditative state, yeah, because that takes your head out of the equation, yeah, and it flows through you, yeah. Same with cards, absolutely. Never ask the same question over and over, hoping for a desired response. Absolutely, Wendy, you got it. That's what's called oracle abuse, or whatever means of divination you're using. It's only, yeah, it does. It causes confusion, and what will happen is it'll end up going, yeah, fine, okay, you got the answer already, and then that will put you. It will confuse you even more. So once you've done it and you've programmed it, don't go back and ask it. Don't go back and double check just in case. Yeah, trust it. Yeah, because I'm telling you something. When I did my soul realignment course, and it is all using pendulum in the Akashic records. Yeah, it's a bit like being a psychic detective. It's very cool. It is so accurate. It is uncannily accurate. Yeah, it is amazing. So trust your tools, yeah, and trust your hands, trust your energy, yeah, because it is amazing. So, asking questions. I always say it. Always be clear about what you want to ask. So, what do you want to know? So, it's always a good thing to kind of journal this stuff out if you're not 100% sure on what it is that you want an answer to, yeah? Because, it's, well, am I going to get a new job? Well, that's not really specific enough, is it? Am I going to get a promotion in the next week, which will, I don't know, pay for my holiday, for example? That's, it narrows it down, yeah? The thing there's a kind of way I see it in my head, it's like a laser pointer, yeah? A laser pointer is a tiny, tiny little thing that you can point out anything with a laser pointer, yeah? But if that beam gets dispersed, it's very unclear what it is you're pointing at, yeah? So think of it like a laser pointer. So when I want an answer to blah, blah. So maybe sit down and write what you want to know, yeah? What is it you want an answer to? And then go through and work out, I don't know, 3, 5, 10 questions, however many questions it takes to get to that answer. But as I say, it's like you're playing psychic detective, yeah? So there's no hard and fast rules here, yeah? But what I will say is if you have some kind of a structure to the questions, so they facilitate a yes or a no answer, you might get a maybe sometimes if it's not quite certain. But structure your question so that it's a yes or a no answer. And then from there, you can ask and whittle it down until you end up with the answer to what it is that you want to know. Yeah. So it really is like being a psychic detective. It is. I absolutely love it. I always wanted to be a detective when I was a kid. I used to love Columbo. Yeah. But, you know, the thought of being a policeman first, no. But I am now a detective because I use, you know, this tool as a psychic detective. And it is so cool.
I should create a detective called Pendulum.
A detective called Pendulum. I like that. Hey, that could be another Grimlick character. Mm-hmm. You heard it here first, everybody. So I just want to give you a bit of an example from my soul realignment stuff. So this won't make much sense to you, but it gives you an idea of how to be a psychic detective. Hang on. Bear with me. Whoops. Don't do that. Ooh, don't bang the tech. Okay, so let me find. Okay. So, okay, so in soul realignment, when you're doing a reading, there's kind of layers to questions, yeah? So, pardon the jargon, are there any tears in the golden web? Yes or no? If yes, how many? Yeah, so you could ask, is it between 1 and 3, for example? Yeah. And yeah, is it greater or is it greater than 2? Is it less than 1? You'll get a yes or a no, and that way you can whittle things down. And then, you know, you'd ask what chakra are they located at? Yeah, so first, yes, no, second, yes, no, etc. So you could structure your questions in a way that give you clues to ask the next questions. Yeah. And it might just be that you ask one question and that's your answer. But if you're trying to get to the bottom of something, there's usually a little bit more digging involved. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to say, actually, was you can set up pictures, for want of a better word. So if you were trying to buy a house, for example, yeah, you had a choice of 3 or 4 houses, yeah, you could print off a little picture of each one, and you could go through with your pendulum and ask it, is this the house that I am meant to have? Yeah, or words to that effect. Don't be very precise with your wording, yeah, and then say yes or no, and eventually you will get a yes. Yeah, that's another way you can use pendulum. You can do that with any kind of chart. So if you were trying to choose a name for a baby, for example, you can write down or print off loads of names and go through, you know, is my child's name going to be anything from column 1, column 2? Yeah, and if it's column 2, is it row 1? Is it row 2? Is it row 3? And you can kind of whittle it down, yeah. If that makes sense. Pardon me. There's something here about karma.
one of the ways that we use it is if we've got a client coming, we have a piece of paper with an outline of the body on it, and you can dowse for anything in the body.
Yeah.
And that's quite interesting because when someone comes, you say to them, "Oh, have you experienced anything here?" And they generally say yes. Which is quite surprising. And also you can dowse when they're laying down on the couch. You can dowse over their body.
Yeah, so the way I do it, I've been using, what would it be used for your stuff? Look at this one. It's this one, isn't it? Nummite. We do use the moonstone for healing quite a lot, actually. It's very responsive. But what you do is you'd kind of, and you'll know what's really mad about pendulums, yeah? You could be running, you could like just be moving them over something, and it will pull you. It will pull you. Oh my God, look, it's pulling me. And there it goes. Da-da. So if that was over someone's body, maybe that was over their arm, yeah, or I don't know, over their bladder or over their knee or something. So that's when you know that there's an imbalance there, yeah? So let the pendulum do its thing, yeah, until it decides to stop. So I'll take that away. And they, oh, blimey, it's pulling me there now. It's like someone is doing that on it, yeah? It is really strong. And it could swing a little bit. It could swing like in great big circles. It could go backwards and forwards when you're going over the body with it. So you might have just one pendulum specifically for healing.
Like it's in the 1970s.
What's in the 1970s?
Well, swinging a lot.
Yeah. If you like. So yeah, you can go over someone's body and pick up where there's imbalances through the body. And what it can do is it can rebalance that by swinging around, yeah. Especially over the energy centers in the body, the chakras in the body, it will rebalance those, yeah. And you'll be amazed. If you've got someone at home you can experiment on, so much the better. Or even on your animals, experiment with your animals, yeah. Run the pendulum down the body and see what happens. And what they do afterwards, yeah, how they feel afterwards. It's quite amazing.
But it's a precursor to crystals and
yeah, you can use it as like a what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? My brain's been fried by the sun today. Diagnosis tool. Also, it can be used to find those imbalances, and then you can place crystals or use tuning forks or singing bowls or chimes over those areas to kind of do that healing with. Once doused it over my daughter and it just did not move over her throat. Wow. Which was spot on, as she is naturally quiet and does not speak. Oh my God. Yeah, definitely blue, Janet, for the throat, like that kind of sky blue colour. It's quite amazing. And if Angelite is very good for the throat and for helping, and blue lace agate as well is very good for helping with that, like moving that, shifting that energy there. So yes, questions. Play Psychic Detective. It's fun, yeah. It is, and it's like, it's like being a psychic detective. It's you pick up little clues and you move on to the next question to get to an answer, yeah, for whatever it is that you want. It is quite amazing. So I'm just checking the time. Don't want to overrun today. So yeah, definitely think of it like you're playing psychic detective, and when you're asking the questions, frame them in a way that is yes or no answers, or use charts with words on it, pictures on it. Even what would that be? That would be almost like, well, you could use crystals actually. You could dowse with your pendulum using crystals. So if a particular if there's a crystal or a choice of crystals which pertain to particular things that are going on in your life, there might be one thing that you might need to focus on. So you could use the crystals with the pendulum to dowse. Yeah, there are so many ways you can do this work. But the important part, like I say, is to cleanse, charge, and program it. Yeah, that's the important part. And then, you know, you can ask away. Yeah, I would say if you're going to keep one aside for just healing, program it for just healing. Yeah. Because you're not necessarily going to want yes or no answers. You're just going to be letting it do its thing as you move it over the body. So you could just program it for healing. Yeah. And to let you know where there are energy blocks or disease in the body. Yeah. So we're coming up on 10 to 9. Is there anything you want to add in before we go into questions?
No, just that when the pendulum is moving, it's creating a vortex. So putting the vortex back there how it should be, because or changing the energy
in the body. Yeah, so it does create that vortex of energy, which rebalances. Yeah.
And the only other thing I would add is that pendulums are used for many different things. They're used in clocks.
Yep.
Dowsing for oil,
water. Yeah.
Measuring gravity, believe it or not.
Oh wow! Hello, Woofer. Hello. Yeah.
They used them in churches.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I won't ask what for. God knows.
And also, it was claimed that the pendulum was used as an instrument of torture and execution by the Spanish Inquisition in the 18th century.
Spanish.
That's only an allegation.
No, completely unfounded.
Probably quite tame, actually, for the Inquisition. But it was in the they used it, the swinging pendulum, whose edge was a knife blade slowly descending towards a bounded prisoner until it cut his body in half. Method of torture.
Wasn't that in Borgia? I'm sure that was in that show.
I don't remember that. And that was in the pit. And the pendulum.
It's in the pendulum.
Edgar
Allan Poe.
Allan
Mr. Poe. Yeah. Nice.
Yes, that's about all I can.
A few little factoids there for you. Okay, so I can't believe that's been nearly 55 minutes already.
Oh, they use it in swinging incense called a censer.
A censer.
Also known as a troubadour.
Oh yeah, it's that funny word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So for the last few minutes, does anyone have any questions, or would they like to share any pendulum experiences that they've had? Oh, stretch my leg. Anybody have anything that they would like to ask?
You can use called, what that?
Oh, Smurf. We have one of these as well.
The pendulum charts.
Pendulum chart. So you can pick these up all over the internet. Yeah. Yes, no.
Colourful.
Maybe.
That's a simple one.
Don't want to answer. So.
It's a bit like me.
What, you don't want to answer? Or,
No.
So you could use one of those as well if you wanted to. Smurfy, what are you doing? Hi Alexa, this was awesome. That's okay. Use mine all the time, but I love learning tips and tricks. Absolutely. Well, it's all about the knowledge, and what we've learned along the way, really, from all manner of different places. You can also use talisman with your, pardon you, Smurf, with your pendulum. This is it's a spell wrapped in candle wax, which I use with my Odin one. It was actually a spell I did when we were away camping because it happened to fall on Odin's day. So whenever I use that pendulum, I've got the talisman there alongside it, which kind of charges it up. The other thing, the last thing I would say about that is once you've programmed your pendulum, you do not need to reprogram it. As long as it's you that's programmed it. Now and again, you might want to cleanse and charge it, but you can do that in the ways that I discussed at the beginning, or with a piece of carnelian, which is so cool. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to add. Anyone else got anything that they would like to ask?
I was going to say that, which is just a historical interest, was one of the earliest known uses of a pendulum was in the 1st century, and it was called a seismometer, or seismometer.
Seismometer.
You could say that if you weren't dyslexic. Device of the Tang Dynasty.
Sorry,
Chinese scientist Shang Hin. Its function was to sway and activate one of a series of levers after being disturbed by the tremor of an earthquake far away. Released by a lever, a small ball would fall out of the shaped device into one of 8 metal toads, mouths below at the 8 points of the compass, signifying the direction of the earthquake and where it was located.
Is anyone asking any questions though? Because I can't.
I was just getting into that.
I can't read it from me because they disappear.
Questions. Alexa,
any questions?
This was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I've done that one
already.
Need new ones.
No more questions?
No? Right, so hang on, because we need to
Oh, the winner.
The winner. So
what do we want? Names or?
Yeah, we want names of people who are still with us.
Right, okay. So if you're still here, could you let us know?
So just type your name in if you're still with us.
Or just
give me a
yes. I don't want the name then.
Give me a no.
What we've got Tracy.
Tracy, yay! Alexa,
Joanna,
Janet, Who else is still with us? Put your name down if you want to be chosen by this blue obsidian pendulum. You could win this amazing, beautiful pendulum. Yeah. Okay, just 4 then. Yeah.
Is it 4? Who's the 4th one? Person.
Tracy,
Alexa,
Alexa, Joanna,
sorry,
Janet.
Alexa.
So.
Let me just.
What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I forgot it was involving me. Alexa.
Oh dear. Thank you. Okay, so I've got the names written down. Oh my god, there's bits of paper falling out. Oh my god, what is going on? What is going on, Smurf? I don't know.
We are in China. We've decided
Hair in my face. Okay.
So yeah, that was used to measure up for earthquakes.
Wow.
Very, very clever.
Okay. So I'm going to take it across the names first of all and see if it goes anywhere. Oh, it's stuck. It won't move.
Knows who it wants. They want you.
That's a big yes.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
That's a big yes.
And the tin foil's spinning.
Oh, that's Janet. Janet, you have won this blue obsidian pendulum, and what's really mad is that it's light blue.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! It's going to a new home. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely you, Janet. Wow, that is very cool.
Tin foil as well.
Okay.
I'm going to send you the tin foil as well.
Let's see if it will move the tin foil. Should we see if it will move the tin foil? Oh my god, it's moving the tin foil. Oh my god, it's moving, it's going back the other way now. Oh my god. 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 That's really mad. Oh, weird. Mad. Love it. Excellent. So, Janet, I will grab your address from you and I'll send that off to you. It'll be in a little pouch, in a jiffy bag, winging its way to you. It's very cool, isn't it? It's a beautiful pendulum. Yeah, this video will be in the group. It will stay in the group as a replay. I don't think I'm going to post it. I might post it on... Yeah, I'm going to post it up on YouTube and Pinterest as well. So if you use any of those two, they'll be up there as well. Cool. One last thing I'm going to say. If you want to go deeper into this kind of stuff and how to connect your pendulum with your higher self, that is all in the Witchcraft for the Curious Novice course, yeah, which is, there's a link to it at the top of this group page, yeah, and that's our foundation course for witches, yeah, and it goes into, I haven't got it here, but it goes into how you connect your pendulum to your higher self, which is quite amazing. Della, it's okay. It's okay, Della. The replay will be in the group straight after, okay? So don't worry. You're okay. Thank you, everyone. It's been a fun experience. I'll pick it up. Oh, okay, Janet, that's cool. Yeah, if you want to pop in and pick it up, that's cool. It will be in a little pouch waiting for you. Okay, I don't know why it's walking around the table. I'll stop doing that.
In America.
Eh?
I thought she lived in America.
Who, Janet? No. It's Janet. Oh my. Okay, everybody. So, if no one's got any more questions or anything like to share, what I'm going to ask you to do actually is share your pendulum pictures. Try saying that when you've had a few. Share your pendulum pictures. Over the coming weeks, as you kind of, whether you're familiar with this work or not, I'd really like to, to kind of get to know how you are using your pendulum there and what results you're getting. That would be very cool. So, if no one else has got any questions, no more questions.
I don't know. Has Della got a question as she was late?
Della, do you have any questions at all? You can always ask questions once you've watched the replay. You can always do that. Thank you one all. We appreciate it, absolutely. We very much appreciate you turning up and being part of this, because it's all an experience. And as we know, experience, having experiences is, what this life is all about. So if no one's got anything else I'd like to share, I've only gone 3 minutes over today.
I'll go through the replays.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Do that. So this will be up in the group. It won't disappear. So you're okay there. It will also be up in Pinterest and on YouTube as well. Anything else I want to say?
Oh, it's been interesting.
Oh, hang on. What's today? Today's Monday. Oh God, I'm in June already. Stop it. Oh God, where are we? Magic Monday. Okay, Thursday, Facebook Live, Jupiter Inner Abundance Ritual. That's the continued work we're doing on that. I think that's it for Facebook Lives this week. Oh, and then next week we've got 4 in a row. You didn't know that, did you?
4 in a row.
Oh, he's surprised. He didn't know that. Next week, Dark Moon, New Moon, Inner Abundance, and Apollo's Day.
Do they do training for Facebook Lives?
No. So we will see you on Thursday for Jupiter Inner Abundance. I haven't done a video today for my 21-day Deity Connection journey. I might get round to it later, but I don't know. If not, it'll be up tomorrow. What is that you're saying? I said, what the fuck are you talking about? That's my 21-day Deity Connection. So I'm connecting to Breed and Lou and getting some amazing stuff, yeah? So if you want to check that out, thewitchesbazaar.com/Magick blog. Magick blog. It's on the top, Magick blog. And I've also posted it in the group as well. Yeah, so you can scroll back through and have a look through that, because this work is definitely worth doing for sure. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Oh, we love you too. Thank you. I love that. That's lovely. Okay. I'm going to cry in a minute. So, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. So we will see you on Thursday. Check out the blog.
The beginning of the 4 days?
No, that's next Tuesday.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. Yeah. 4 in a row. Well, you've only got 3. I've got 4. Because you're not here on Thursday.
No.
So he gets away with not doing one.
I don't actually think I'm on the planet. It's only an illusion.
It's just an illusion. Anyway. We're going to go. We will see you Thursday. We hope you've enjoyed this. And well done, Janet. And have fun with your pendulums, everybody. Bright blessings all.